So nearly made 900.
What's
At
that?
Brad. Nearly made 900.
Yeah.
Were you upset?
No, we weren't upset. We know that the car's capable of making, it'll make around between, say, between 930 and 950 at full torque. The ethanol content was low, so we couldn't give it enough, we couldn't go up with the boost. And obviously the timing won't be where it's supposed to be to get to the figures.
This is running Haltech, huh?
Yes.
So who does all the tuning and stuff?
Steve Clark.
Okay, so he knows this car inside out. Eh?
Steve Clark knows everything about this car.
Yeah. Okay, but
Fantastic.
let's get to the nitty gritty. What makes this car so special? It holds a record, right?
The record that we did was 347 over the standing 1K, and on 800 meters we did 325.
So this is the rear-wheel drive.
This is the
record
fastest,
holder.
Yes, in the southern hemisphere.
Over the 1K.
Over the 1K.
Nothing can touch us rear-wheel drive over the 1K.
And 800 meters.
It's scary, man. Yes. So what does it feel like piloting this at full tilt at the bottom there?
Look, it's scary. I didn't pilot it personally. Steve did it.
Wheel spinning really hard into second gear now. Still wheel spinning, squarely all the way into third. Fourth gear, big boost. Car looks a little bit scary up top, moving around. Runs at 325.2 on the half mile and 347 kilometers an hour.
I've done a 1K. My personal best with on the 1K was a 330, but we never had the setup.
Okay, and what size nappy were you using?
I had to put on the jockey's my friend.
Is this car stable at the top?
It is very. When you do that high speed of this car, I promise you think you did like about it's a good 300, 310.
Yeah.
And when you come back, then you realize, hey, you know what, you're doing very high speed.
But looking at this car, it's still, all the panels are in. There's no fiberglass except the front bumper. Everything else is, this thing must weigh a ton still.
No, it's over a ton. It's still the original things. Well, like you said, the front bumper was changed because of the aerodynamics. Other than that, everything, all the panels are still standard. The rear seats were taken on because of the roll cage. Yeah. And the dry sump.
Jesus.
And the dry sump, well.
Yeah. What power has it made on a dyno that you've seen that was higher than 891?
Look, on the dyno that Steve tuned the car, we got a reading to about 1,200 horses, but that was at like about about 2.1 bar.
Okay.
And after the dyno never gave us a reading. So basically, with the fuel that the car required, and the fuel the car required, and with the speed that we did over the 1K, you can judge more or less where the power is.
Okay, so let's talk about a wall boost.
Yes.
What were you boosting when you were in 347?
We went up to 2.52. 2.52.
And it's boost per gear? What?
It's boost per gear and boost per RPM.
Jesus. So what do you launch?
Launch control, set up at I think about 6,500 RPM.
What boost?
Wastegate spring pressure, 1.5 bar.
Can you talk to me about this small turbo that you got to?
Initially we started off with the GTX 45 and then we went to the 47. The 45 was all steam. The 45 ran out of steam at about 1,230 odd horses.
So what's next for the car?
Well, the car's retired right now, and then we'll wait for someone to come and break the record.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring the car out. Well, we never ran the car at its potential, which was like about 2.8, 2.9 bar. Reason being, we were still running the stock block.
Okay.
So now that we put a set of Darton sleeves in it, we can crank the boost.
So there's no LE rods, there's no billet block like people say.
No, there's no billet block. As you can see, it's standard block. It's got normal, not normal, it's the Porter rod. And I think the portal rods are good for about 1,200 horses.
Yeah. And you got fancy work in the head, obviously. Yeah.
Well, it's Steve's. The head has been done by Steve. It's got a set of. It's got a high rev kit.
Yeah.
Proper valve tray, and a nice set of cam.
A nice set of cams, Honda cams.
Something like that.
You didn't go the PPG route. You
No.
didn't. What route did you go?
We opted for the Hollinger, and the Hollinger is the Rolls Royce of the sequential gearboxes, and
Is it a dog box?
it's a dog box.
So you don't use clutch at all?
You only use clutch to stop and take off. And if you're driving normal in the street, you can use clutch. And only when you're at full tilt, then you just pull the gears.
Yeah. So it's got a strain gauge,
Yes, it does.
and you just.
pull. It's the
What clutch are you using?
always Geiken.
Geiken. Always Geiken.
This is a Steve special. He made it specifically. And he's a guy that wants to be safe. All his cars run with filters. And he made that filter.
It's odd, eh?
It is, but I mean, he made it, and it works. He made the bumper for us, the light he made. I'm talking about everything he did. He did himself in his own workshop. So that was done there. The light was done there. The bumper was done, and I was.
But hang on, listen. If I'm feeling this right, it's hard. There's something built in here, and there's something built here. There's no. You would assume this is all soft and spongy like, and you'd crinkle it, but it's everything. There's a certain structure to this.
It's built properly. With with that kind of turbo, I'm sure it'll be sucking quite a bit of air. So obviously you don't want this to go into the turbo and damage it.
Yeah, it's big, eh? This is a big turbo.
It is.
What does it weigh?
So maybe about 25, 26 kilos. The turbo and the exhaust hose.
Yeah. It's a serious car.
You know, Steve was always excited about this car, and he says, you know what, 355, between 353 and 355 on the 1K, and we should be able to do at least a 330 on 800 meters, 330, 332.
Okay.
And remember, we did it up here at ODI.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not running at coastal atmospheric pressures and stuff like that.
I think the ultimate duel will be a rolling battle between this car and Ernest Roberts' GTR, hey?
It'll be a good race. It'll be a good race.
I think Ernest ran 360 odd, is it?
If I'm not mistaken, could be late 360s or early 370s.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? Those Callens are quick. Those Callens are quick. We were chasing them. We had them in our sights, and they moved the post again. So we have to go back then
Yeah.
to the drawing board. Just a Steve special. Steve made this here. And to keep the car straight on the top. So it works.
It's a pretty wing, man. It's nothing overdone. It looks quite lacquer.
Exactly. Like Steve would say, it looks devious.
Yeah. So next time we visit, we're gonna give us a rundown on these beautiful cars, eh?
Yes, we will.
What's your favorite?
This car, Zeus.
Zeus. I don't know, I see a few cars there that might be that one, that blue one, that Everton blue one is the shit. Eh? Yes, that's pretty. Okay, so next time we tour,
No stress. We'll do that car there and you can do the
you mean no sweat?
No sweat.
That sounded mean.
He did. We chose not, we rev the car to 8,000 RPM. And if you look at the graph, it was still climbing. At 9,000 RPM, the car still makes power to 9,000 RPM.
It's crazy, man.
So, look, I say, like that, as I say, that's good for between a 920 to a 950. There's not much left in it. But the turbo is rated for 1450.
Yeah.
So we're almost there.
Can we go for a spin?
Anytime.
Can we go now?
Yeah, no problem. That's So I put the ignition on, let the pumps go on until they stop, and then